This is KHQ Local News Today.
And brand new this morning, a home invasion in northwest Spokane. The Indian Trail area will tell you exactly what happened, show you exclusive video that you'll see only here on KHQ.
Also ahead this hour, some controversial papers will be released today on the Keystone Pipeline. Details on that developing story.
I was expecting them to say no, we're not playing, and he says, I'm going to play for my dad because he would want me to.
And an incredible story of a boy from Washington hitting a grand slam in memory of his father. All those stories and brand new details straight ahead in this half hour.
Right now on KHQ, breaking news.
A busy morning. We're also following breaking news, just receiving reports of a structure fire at Grace and Myrtle. We'll have more details on that for you momentarily.
But first, that home invasion in northwest Spokane. Right now, police still actively searching for suspects.
KHQ was there first, and we're still there this morning for you. Blake Jensen joining us now live with the very latest details. Blake?
Yeah, Shelley, Sean, good morning. Not a whole lot of new information out about this armed robbery home invasion that happened about 2:45 this morning, although police continue to sift through evidence that they say they logged this morning after the crime happened. Now, we're told that it happened right here, the 9600 block of North Alpine Court at this house behind me. That's where police say this armed robbery happened early this morning. Again, we're at the 9600 block of Alpine Court and North Woodridge Drive, which is right across the street from Woodridge Elementary School. And as you take a look at some exclusive video shot earlier this morning by our photographer Don Clausen, police tell me that 4 white men approached that home and knocked on the door. We're told one of the occupants inside the house recognized at least one of the 4 suspects, and they were invited inside the home. Once inside, one of the 4 suspects pulled out a pistol and proceeded to use zip ties to tie up the folks in the home. I'm told there were 4 people inside at the time, 2 adult males, an adult female, and a small child, although right now we still haven't received word as to who and how many people were zip tied all together. Now, at some point, one of the occupants who had been zip tied was able to break out of his bonds, and we're told that a vigorous fight then broke out. Police say the occupant was beat up pretty badly and is in the hospital this morning. After the fight, the 4 suspects fled the house, police say, in a dark-colored Dodge Intrepid. Now, at this point, no motive is known, although police tell me they did find narcotics inside the house. They're not sure yet how that will fit into their investigation. Again, they also told me that they logged a whole bunch of evidence here from the scene, so now it just goes.
All right, again, Blake's live picture there, North Woodridge Drive and North Alpine Court on home invasion armed robbery happening earlier this morning. Also new this morning, a man is in custody after police made a pit maneuver in West Spokane late last night. Spokane police attempted to stop and then pursue a DUI suspect in northwest Spokane. Officers deployed spike strips and implemented a pit maneuver to stop that suspect in the 1800 block of West 2nd near Rosars. After a short chase, police were able to wrestle that suspect to the ground. 46-year-old Stephen Link was charged with attempting to elude a police vehicle, 2 counts of third-degree assault, possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver, and driving under the influence.
Well, another program that helps low-income residents across the country will have its day in court today against a lotto winner who abused the system. Lotto winner charged with welfare fraud is due in court today. Amanda Clayton made national headlines in March after she was reportedly using food stamps after winning $1 million on a Michigan Lottery TV game show. She took home a $700,000 lump sum payment before taxes. Clayton is now charged with 2 counts of welfare fraud. 6:03, a report about the controversial Keystone Pipeline will be released later today. The Natural Resources Defense Council says the report shows the proposed pipeline would not lower gas prices. President Obama blocked the pipeline earlier this year over environmental concerns. Many Republicans criticized that move, saying the pipeline would have created thousands of jobs.
A big story we're following at the national level. The special prosecutor handling the racially charged Trayvon Martin murder case is speaking out, and she's complaining her case is being hampered by the law.
I would say that nothing should be public until the trial.
Special Prosecutor Angela Corey is unloading on Florida's 45-year-old public record laws. Florida's law forcing the prosecutor to release 183 pages and 5 gigabytes of files in the case. Now the evidence is being criticized as underwhelming. Florida legislators who passed the law in 1967 saying it has but one goal: fair justice for everyone, including the accused. New details are being released in the case of a missing Missouri infant, Lisa Irwin. You saw baby Lisa's parents speaking out exclusively yesterday on the Today Show. Well, now they're hoping new information could lead to a break in the case. According to Lisa's parents, Deborah Bradley and Jeremy Irwin, a month after Lisa disappeared, Irwin's debit card was suspended after it was used illegally on a website specializing in changing names. Kansas City police say that they are investigating the debit card issue, but that it does not look promising to appear to be anything more than stolen credit card numbers. Baby Lisa vanished and was reported missing 7 months ago.
At 6:05, 90 soldiers killed in Yemen. Now an Al-Qaeda-linked group responsible for the attack is threatening even further attacks if a U.S.-backed campaign against militants in the country does not end. In Yemen specifically, U.S. military officials tell NBC News Yemen's new president has dramatically increased government-sanctioned U.S. drone attacks in Yemen and American counterterrorism training, but the terrorist group is fighting to make Yemen its new safe haven. The U.S. has spent the last 10 years, a decade, thousands of lives, billions of dollars trying to dislodge Al-Qaeda from both Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Right now, your weather in the 6s.
And we do have an update for you on that breaking news. We mentioned a structure fire at Grace and Myrtle. It turns out that it was just a burned furnace motor, so they are turning crews back. So it could have been a lot worse. Fortunately, it's not.
All right, let's check that forecast now with George.
Well, right now it's windy out there, guys, and that's going to stay that way all day long, actually getting stronger later on in the afternoon. And later on in the afternoon into the evenings, we're going to start to see some rain coming in. There you see the current winds, 15 to 20 miles an hour. Those are steady winds out there. Today's high is going to be 58. That's about 10 degrees below normal. The temperature right now, though, around almost 50 degrees. It's above normal. There you see the rain going out that we got yesterday when we got almost 1/4 of an inch in Spokane. At the same time, you see the next wave coming on shore over on the west side. That's going to push through this afternoon. We're going to be breezy. The winds are going to come with it. We start out around 49, 50 degrees at 7 o'clock. We're up to 56 at noon, and we go just a degree or two beyond that. Windy and wet, guys.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, just like yesterday and every day.
Well, we are, believe it or not, on the brink of summer. And though it may not seem very summer-like today, motorcycles are taking to the roadways.
Yeah, the month of May is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month this morning. Matt Rogers joining us live with the National Motorcycle Safety Foundation. Matt?
Yeah, that's right, Sean and Shelley. We're up here at the old Newport Highway Cinemas parking lot here. This is where they do classes here, Spokane Motor School classes, and I'm joined by Rachel Oxrider once again. And Rachel, we're witnessing one of the things that people fear the most when they have to do that motorcycle endorsement class, the dreaded slow U-turn. It's almost like parallel parking. People get all worried about that when they have to do their car, get their driver's license. What is it about this maneuver that is scary to folks?
I think it's the small area that we'd like people to practice in. Slow speed control of a motorcycle is one of the more difficult things. Getting on and going fast into straight lines, that's easy. But really having good control with your clutch and your brakes and your posture on your motorcycle is a little bit more challenging. So this is one of the exercises that we practice during class. Students always hear about the U-turn before they get here, and they're usually pretty nervous about it. It's also one of the skills that's on the test at the end of the day.
All right, when it comes to that test, that endorsement, best advice for people that are maybe thinking about doing that, haven't taken the classes yet?
I would say don't practice before you get here. If you're a new rider, we'll teach you everything that you need to know. So classes move nice and slow. The basic class is the one for beginners or people with no experience.
All right, now one of the hot things out there right now, the Can-Ams, and those are big. What do you think about those?
They're really popular. I haven't ridden one yet, and I'm really looking forward to it. We do offer three-wheeled sidecar trike classes.
Okay.
So that's something new for us, so people can come and bring their sidecar or trike, take a class, and get their endorsement for the three-wheeled as well as two.
And lastly, Rachel, you've got a scholarship program and some military discounts you want to let folks know about. Real quickly, tell us about that.
We do. We have a scholarship program for students under 18. You do have to be a minimum of 15 years, 10 months old, and you can apply for that on our website. We accept essays for the scholarship, and then your class would be free. We also offer military discounts for Fairchild and other military in our area, discounted down to just $99.
All right, Rachel, on that website real quickly?
SpokaneMotorschool.com.
All right, thanks so much for braving the cold wind out here this morning. Hey, you know what? They did a fine job with those U-turns. Of course, these guys out here are instructors, right? So they've got it down, Sean and Shelley. But yeah, if you're interested in getting into the motorcycle world and getting that endorsement, Motorcycleschool.com is the place for youth. Rachel, thank you.
Thank you.
It looks so cold out there.
It did look cold out
Thank
there.
you to them.
So the U-turn in motorcycle training is very similar to the parallel parking on your driving test.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Is that okay? Good.
Very
All right.
similar.
Well, it's a heartwarming story to share with you this morning, a special bond between a father and a son and their love for baseball.
Eric Heestand died suddenly the day before his son's baseball game, but not without leaving a parting gift.
Now, Josh Heestand learned the love of the game from his father. Watching the Mariners was one thing they could do together since Eric Heestand suffered from Klippel-Feil syndrome, a painful disease of the spine.
A week ago, Eric died suddenly in his sleep. At Josh's baseball game the very next day, anyone would have understood if Josh just simply wanted to sit this one out.
But he did not do that. He decided to play, and then with the bases loaded, he was at bat, and the kid who never hit a home run in his life swung one for his favorite fan.
I hit it so hard that it hurt my hands, and there was this loud bang.
It was straight out the middle, in between all the players.
It brought tears to our eyes. We both got choked up, and we went over to hug Josh, and of course he did his usual 2 thumbs up.
Well, the 9-year-old says it was a gift from his dad. His family believes it was too. Wow.
Love that story.
That is so awesome.
Not just a home run, but a grand slam with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
All right, well, he's earned it, absolutely. Well, quick reminder for you right now, if you're attending to your yard and your garden, you need some question answers, WSU Master Gardeners are here answering your garden questions coming up after the break. We'll be checking in with them.
443-1111 is the number to call. And also coming up in just a few minutes, we are going to be checking in with some 5th and 6th graders from Spokane Public Schools. They have a huge band spectacular tonight, and they're going to give us a sneak preview.